Welcome to CBTV.
Hello guys, welcome back to Chifel channel. So today let's practice English with me through stories, alright? The first story, I felt like I had to prove something to my parents. I've gone to art school without their approval, and I wanted to show them I made a right choice. So I overworked myself in every possible way. I tried to qualify for scholarships every year. I did little side jobs and volunteer work. I lots of extracurricular activities. I actually enjoy being so busy, even though it's work exhausting. It made me feel alive, like I was growing and building myself and moving forward. I felt like I wasn't a loser in the race. I was skipping towards the front. But the whole time my bodies were deteriorating. It started with being tired all the time. Then I began to lose weight. Then little illnesses, a cold, the flu, digestive problems. I was carrying pills with me all the time. Then last year I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. It was curable, and the surgery went well, but for the first time I was forced to think about dying. I always thought I wasn't afraid of death, but before my surgery I was scared. I realized that I didn't want to die. I'm too young to die. So right now I'm taking a break from life. I just want to get healthy. I've moved back in with my parents, and my plan this year is to have no plan, no obligations, no self-improvement, nothing. It hasn't been completely blissful. There are moments when I feel anxious, like I'm standing still, and the world is going on without me, and everyone else is doing something, studying, earning money, building a career, but I'm not. I'm just here. Second story. Nobody would give us a chance. We were in our early 20s. We had two young kids. We were working, but living check to check. At the time, we were staying in the projects with my mother-in-law, but my kids were growing up, so we needed our own play. But all the rental brokers wanted to see our bank statements, and we had no savings. We didn't even have accounts. Then one day, I was walking down the avenue, and I saw a super fixing up an empty apartment. I told him I needed to speak to the landlord directly, no brokers. And I guess he liked my vibe because he gave me the name Rona Petrowski. Then I called Mr. Petrowski. I explained everything. I told him we needed a chance. He agreed to meet me and my husband at Lenny's Pizzeria. He bought us a plain pie and listened to our story. He'd grown up poor himself, so he knew the struggle, and he gave us a chance. We've been in that apartment for 30 years now, and I've bet him every cent. We've fallen on hard times. At one point, I owed him an entire year's of rent, but he was so gracious. He never sent us an eviction notice. Every time he came to collect, he'd sit at our kitchen table, have a cup of coffee, and listen to our situation. Mr. Petrovsky is my hero. He sold the building a couple years ago, but we still keep in touch. That man gave me a home to raise my children. The third story. All the young people are leaving. We have to say goodbye over and over again. One of my best friends went to Chile. Another went to Spain. Another went to Argentina to earn money for her mother's cancer treatment. My brother left 5 years ago, and now I'm gone too. Before I came to New York, I went to pick up some paperwork at my university. We used to have 10 classrooms full of people. Now, half of them are empty. There are some people who choose to stay. I have a cousin that swears he'll never leave. He says that there's a chance things will work out. But things very rare from someone our age. The grown-ups stay because they have their whole lives in Venezuela. Maybe not their jobs anymore, but their houses and their cars. But the young people want opportunities. I want to be a designer, but since there aren't many design jobs, I have to be a freelancer. But that's also silly because nobody has money for art or design. Everyone needs their money for necessities. So I've been forced to take a job outside my career. anything I could get. And that's why I left. Either you stay in Venezuela and make the decisions you have to, or you leave and make the decisions you want to. I just feel like I should be doing better. I'm nowhere near retirement. I'm working two jobs. I'm a licensed tour guide and I make video for businesses. But I'm ashamed of it because I'm 65 years old. I'm a college graduate and I'm supposed to be done by now. I'm supposed to be coasting, but I'm not even close. I feel like I still don't even have a grip on the basics. How to make a living, how to keep my house in order, how to take care of myself, and it feels shameful. I feel not grown up, like I should have learned all of this so long ago. And I'm afraid people still will think it's pathetic. Worse than that, they'll think I'm incapable. So I've been keeping a lot hidden. I'm luckier than 99% of people. I've been sober for 39 years. I have the greatest wife of 32 years. I don't have any crippling debt. I'm doing okay. I shouldn't have to hide my situation. And being more open has helped. Because one, I start telling people and I say that they're not judging me and that they're still loving me. The shame tends to disappear. I just started grad school in Tennessee. I was a little lonely, so I might have been looking for some familiar bonds. But I actually got the idea from an episode of West Wing. One of the main characters were a big brother. So I did a quick Google search and found that the East Tennessee chapter were one of the strongest in the country. What really prompted me to join were learning that little brother list is much longer than the little sister list. The organization gave me a personal test and I got matched with Brandon. He was extremely shy. I had no idea what to do. In the beginning, there was a lot of silence. And whenever he did talk, I just say, I get that, I get that. After a few days of that, he told me thanks for trying to get me. Soon Brandon became my best friend in Knoxville. And I think I shared that title for a little while until he got older and made more friends. Food was a big part of our friendship. We always went to Shawnee's. I still have a picture of the first time we went. He filled half his plate with red jello and the other half with chicken nuggets. I focused a lot on his academics. I'm a big school nerd, so that was my comfort zone. We did a lot of homework together. I wasn't aiming for him to get A's. I was just aiming for a feeling of progress. His improvement at school were huge. He even got the turnaround award in 8th grade. That was such a big moment for both of us. We've come a long way since then. Now we're looking for the right college. My mother came to New York from Alabama at the age of 19. She had nothing but a high school diploma. She almost didn't make it. There was so much pressure because she was all alone. Later in life, she came clean. She told me that she'd gotten so depressed that she turned on the gas one night. But my brother and I started crying in the crib, and she was so touched that she decided to keep going. She became a nurse at Lenox Hill Hospital. She was married 3 times, 3 sets of children. Each time her husband claimed she wouldn't make it without him. Each time she said, go on ahead. She taught us all the proverbs. She taught us to love ourselves. The punishment could be harsh. Sometimes she'd go at us with the attention cord. But I always knew there was a steak dinner waiting for me at the end. She was only hard on me because she wanted me to succeed, which I never did. 30 years on the street, 20 years addicted to crack, but she never gave up on me. Even during the darkest times, whenever I showed up, she opened the door. She'd cook me a meal. She'd let me get warm. She'd let me shower. And then she never gave me a dime. And I always had to leave. But on the way out, she always say, I love you, Freddie, no matter what you do. We had 10 good years together after I got clean. She would come to some of my programs to tell me how proud she was that I turned my life around. The last year I saw her when she was lying in the hospital with 100% cancer. I kissed her forehead and told her I loved her, and she said, I love you, Freddie. Those were her last words. 2 days later, she passed. She didn't wheeze, or sigh, or scream, or grunt. She just went to sleep. Drugs are cunning, baffling, and powerful. They teach us that in anti-drugs can change your soul. I've seen it happen to so many people. But through 20 years of crack addiction, I always maintained my sense of self. I took so many beatings from drug dealers. I had my skull fractured, my nose broken. I lost an eye. I was shot twice with a 44 Magnum at point blank range. But despite all these afflictions, despite all the darkness, I was able to maintain my sanity and self-respect. I never robbed anyone, wouldn't attack anyone, would never rob with a gun or a knife, wouldn't yell or scream or frighten people. That's not who I was. I never forgot my name. I never forgot my birthday. I used to go to a library and open an encyclopedia and memorize all the muscle and nerves and organs. I wanted to document myself. I could always locate my Tenohide, Tenohide, Tenohide. I don't even know how to pronounce this word. And my tyrannoid. I've always known my human worth. I think so much of that came from my mother. There's a word called superego, and it's mean how you trained by your parents and stuff like that. It's a thing that guides you. I can still hear my mother's voice talking to me today, telling me to take care of myself and to respect myself, saying, you're a good person, Frederick. That's one thing she's always did. She always called me by my name, even when I let her down, even when I stole from her, even when the whole world were ignoring me. She never called me son, never boy, never idiot. She always called me Frederick, and she told me that I've always been a good person. I'm running for Congress. I'm actually on the right way now to meet some union representatives to ask for their endorsement. The whole experience has been a worldwide. I've been working as a special education teacher for past 8 years, so all of this is new to me. Fundraising is definitely more soul-sucking than I expected it to be. I don't have many millionaires in my network, so it involves making thousands of cold calls. Sometimes I can spend 4 hours on the phone without making a single connection. I'm running against an entrenched incumbent, and he's been in power for over 30 years, so he collects $2,800 checks without even asking. My only real chance is to expand the electorate. Only 10% of the people in my district even voted during the last election. So I've been spending most of my time in lower income communities and communities of color, speaking directly to them. These people are often excluded from the conversation because it's assumed they don't vote. But I talk to anyone about the military industrial complex, about climate change, about school to prison pipeline. I just stand out on train platforms during rush hour. And if someone makes eye contact, I'm going for it.